your host, Samantha Jett, and today we're going to explore a topic that's close to my heart, sobriety. And before we dive in, I want to take a moment to thank all of you for your incredible support and your feedback. Your stories and your experience inspire me every day. So let's get into it. You know the saying, if you build it, they will come? That's exactly how I go about things, right? And I firmly believe that if you build it, they will come, okay? I can remember when I was struggling to, get my follow-through together, okay? You remember how I was talking about that? My follow-through game was a little slow and I was having a hard time. I used to kind of beat myself up about that, right? And I would get down on myself and it would only hinder me and make me slow down even more, right? So I stopped and I had to slow down and I had to kind of calibrate why I was lacking the desire. And that's the craziest thing is, it was a challenging period, but it taught me I was lacking desire in my life. And it was crazy. And that's what I want to talk to you today. How we can turn our struggles into strengths and our pain into power. Okay, so while struggling through my last year of sobriety, I was really having a hard time. Not staying clean, but I had nothing to do. And I ended up consuming myself with drinking, which is that's not what I needed to be doing at all. Okay, that's another topic. Well, not another topic, it's a perfect topic. Alcohol was never my drug of choice. I was extremely bored and I had no drive and I was struggling with, okay, what are my interests? Well, I started going back and I was, of course, as you get sober, you think back on your past and your childhood and you kind of dredge up that stuff and you heal from it and you move forward and you do all those things. But one thing that kept always in my mind was ma'am, you have interests. There's things that interest you that you want to do, but you're afraid to do them. Why are you afraid to do them? So I started to deep dive into that and kind of go okay, where in my life did somebody tell me that was bad? Because depending on what your thing is or what you're into, what your passion lies, if you're not doing what your passion is, it's either A, someone told you it was stupid, someone told you were bad, or somewhere along the line you told yourself that it was all one of those things or both of those things, all right? So there was some self-destructive talk that around you, behavior that was going around you that stole your passion. For me, it was absolutely my problem. You know what I mean? So I knew podcasting was one thing I wanted to do because obviously we're here. My lotion company, Healing Faye, we're already here with that. My nails were 90s Nails and number 9 DZ Nail on Facebook. We're already here. So I'm already doing all the things that I wanted to do as far as income-wise and all those things that really tickle my fancy, and I'm thoroughly in love with it. But I always felt like I was missing that high-paced exhilaration feeling from life that I crave and I need, because let's not forget that I am an addict. I like fast-paced, I like junkie type of reaction. I like to be able to sink my teeth into something and just ride it the fuck out. And that part of me is never going to go away, and no matter how much I try to stifle that part, that's ultimately why I ended up down the path I did with being on substance for so many years. You know what I mean? It's trying to numb out, trying to stifle, not following what my little heart desires. And because if you deny parts of yourself, it will fester. And I've learned that the hard way. And now here we are. So I spent the better part of my first year of sobriety really struggling through it. Doing all the things I want to do, but not getting my fulfillment. I was missing that in my stomach feeling, that rush, okay, if you will. And I know theoretically you get that when you find something that you wake up and you can't wait to do. You go to sleep and you can't wait to do it. When I tell you I genuinely lit the fuck up, I almost feel like I found my missing piece. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, cool. it's okay to explore that part of me. It's okay to explore your sexuality, your sensuality, your womanhood. You know, that was really a hard one for me to get into, you guys. I struggled with, even with as I am, I struggled, and I took my toe out of the pool and I just jumped in it, and you guys, I could not be freaking happier. You know, it's like, wow, I really just needed a hobby. Like, I needed something that was fulfilling, that was just completed me. And that's the one thing, you know, that I was missing, because I already was on the supplement journey, I was already on the spiritual journey, I was already on the trauma journey, I was already doing all of these steps, but I always felt like I was missing something. And that's why at the end of my days I would reach towards like a bottle of alcohol or something to like shut my brain off, because my brain would be thinking, and I'm like, no, put these thoughts away, put these thoughts away. Well, finally I was like, no, let's put these thoughts out there. Just like I've always said, there's like-minded people out there, and I sure as frick found a lot of them. And I'm very, very happy with it, because I was like, I can't strive enough how important it is to keep yourself busy when you're going through recovery. You want to stay busy. I do not agree with idle hands. You cannot just be left by yourself in your house to your own devices, because DoorDash, there's too many ways to get your alcohol, get other drugs, and you're not even realizing that you're over medicating yourself in other ways until it's consumed to you. But you have to ask yourself, why? What are you medicating? Why are we medicating? What are we missing? You know what I'm saying? And like, be honest with yourself. You know, that's the craziest part, is how do you get sober and rediscover who you are? Like, all the parts of you, okay? Because the healing fade, my lotion, my nails, everything, I started all of that while I was still using. I genuinely love it. I like to do it. But, like, I needed something that sober Samantha made that smile. You know what I'm saying? And I really think going into myself and building myself back up, my self-esteem back up, my confidence back up, I really think has been a tremendous part in my consistently to stay off of my DOC. I can admit and say that your girl has slowed the fuck down on her alcohol intake. I am got this. Now I mindfully watch myself. I make it a point every day to be like, okay, we're not doing this and we are going to do that. You know what I mean? So, because here's the thing. I can't do my new hobby and my new passion project, if you will, well, on intoxicated. I can't. It comes out sloppy. It does not look good. And it's a waste of my time. So, we don't like to waste our time, do we? No, not at all. So, with that being said, you know, we have to okay, with that being said, let's break this down. We have to, the main point is, okay, so, sobriety can suck when you have no direction and you don't know how to rediscover yourself, all right? That can absolutely suck. But it's fascinating how once you find that one thing that clicks, like that makes you go, hi, your sobriety journey starts to unfold and become a lot easier and more enjoyable. Like, sometimes I don't even realize when I'm staying busy and I'm staying in my zone, I don't even realize that I'm not on drugs. The dopamine hits that I get are through the roof, and it's an amazing feeling. It's really rewarding. I'm dead serious. It's really rewarding. Let's light this doobie. Okie dokie, you guys. So now let's move on to some questions from our amazing listeners. Our first question comes from Christine. I've been struggling with addiction, come here, take it, and I find it hard to stay on my path to recovery. What advice do you have for someone in my situation? Thank you for your question, Christine. First, I want to acknowledge how brave you are for reaching out, okay? Sharing your struggle. Addiction is a tough journey, but recovery is possible, and you're not alone. A few things besides reaching out to support groups, family, friends, letting people know that you're starting this so that way they can hold you accountable. They can give you grace also because, we're going to have those ups and downs. You got to reach out to your people. Don't be afraid of professional help. Don't be afraid because depending on what your substance is, there could be medical help to help you, okay, with this transition. Not transition, but this journey, this sober journey. I cannot stress to you how important it is to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. Take your supplements, take your water, take your fucking exercise. Do the things that you love doing. Seriously. Don't forget to meditate, manifest, keep your journals, daydream about what you want to be and what your sober dream about what your sober journey is going to look like. And then it will become easier for you to achieve it. Because once we picture in our mind where we're going to be, where we're going to end up, we just will naturally gravitate towards that spot. You have to have hobbies and goals. If there's one thing I've learned besides the supplements, the self-care, the fucking reaching out to people, all of that stuff is all good and we need it all, but the one thing that really tipped my hat, that set it all up, that was my missing piece, was having a goal, having a desire, a hobby that I wanted. Not even a hobby, a desire that made me smile. You know what I mean? Just inside. I can't stress that enough. Do the work, whether with a therapist or whatever, and discover what it is that makes you tick again. It's in there. You just been sleeping on it for a while. Remember, every step you take towards recovery is a victory. Keep believing in yourself and your ability to heal. Thank you again, Christine, for your question. If anyone has any questions or needs support, feel free to reach out. We're all in this together, guys. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. If you build it, they will come. Remember, we are perfect because we are perfectly imperfect because we're willing to do the work on ourselves. All right? That's what if you build it, they will come means. Remember, healing is not a destination, but a journey. And every step you take is a victory. And remember, if no one's told you today, I love you and I'm proud of you. Now go make today better than it was yesterday because you're worth it. Thank you for tuning in to Offensive Healing Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a review, share it with your friends. Until next time, stay radiant.